Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. The goal with the position, as always, is to find something both sturdy and comfortable. You don't want to be uncomfortable because then you'll be distracted unnecessarily by your body, the way your body feels. You also want to feel a sense of stability because if you have this unstable position, you might feel like you're about to fall over or want to get up and go do something else. So having a sense of stability really grounds us to really tells the body and your mind that you're here to stay, that this is what we're here for. Nothing special, but just it's useful. So sitting in a chair works really well. You can also lie down, just don't fall asleep. Or you can sit in a formal meditation posture on the floor. Just find what works for you. We also keep our eyes open during this practice. But if you have learned to practice with your eyes closed or you feel more comfortable doing it that way, no problem. Close your eyes. There are no hindrances here. But if your eyes are open, go ahead and leave the screen alone and drop your gaze gently down below you, kind of looking at the floor or the desk or whatever is just below you. We're not staring or analyzing anything in particular, but we're also not zoned out and blurry. We have a gentle gaze directed softly, yet clearly downwards. You're in a comfortable and sturdy position, and your eyes are either closed or open, gaze directed softly, yet clearly downwards. You are here. That's all. Everything else is commentary. Commentary in the head. And if you're normal, you have been habituated to paying attention to this commentary, this self-talk, monologue, thinking. And because thinking is just that, words, concepts, ideas, they are not in themselves reality. In the same way that the menu at the restaurant isn't the dinner. It simply talks about the dinner, describes it, but it isn't it. And so if we pay attention to our thoughts all day, we never eat dinner. We never live our lives where it is, which is here and now. So notice right now where your attention is. If you're normal, your attention is situated somewhere in the head, in the thought factory. And it's just a habit. We've learned to feel as though we exist somehow in our heads, between our ears and behind our eyes. And just go ahead and drop this attention. Drop it through the chin into the neck. From the neck to the upper chest. From the upper chest down to the lower belly. Below the belly button. And just notice this area down here. Notice what it feels like, the lower belly. Watch how when the breath comes in, this area naturally expands. And as the breath leaves, it relaxes. See if you can just follow this gentle rhythm in the lower belly. Instead of paying attention to this next thought, pay attention to the rhythm of the breath in the lower belly. And don't worry about doing it right or failing. Just see what happens if you decide to leave thoughts alone and to notice breathing, lower belly. And if you're normal, I'm probably catching you thinking again. It's amazing how easily the project of just simply noticing the breath can be lost. And within a few seconds, our attention is back to thoughts. But this is the practice in the beginning, is to learn to bring our attention back to the breath. So when you notice that you're lost in thought, simply return to the breath. It's not a failure, it's our habit. Without force or without effort, gently return to breathing again and again. And don't judge, just return, rising and falling. Come back. Come back to the breath as effortlessly and gently as you can. lower belly. Wake up. Wake up from thinking. Return to the anchor. Return to breathing. And thoughts don't have to be quiet or to stop for us to notice the breath. Notice breathing as thoughts come and go. Just leave them alone. here and now. Not what we're going to do, not what has been done, just this. This moment isn't even this moment. Because before we think about it, here it is. And right here, where is this person, this me, from this moment now, from starting here and now? What are you? Don't go to the past and don't go to the future for this answer. Right here. Your name, your story is all past. Your goals, obligations is all future. What is this you that has a future? What is this I or me that has a past? In the same way you found the lower belly with attention, turn it back. What sees breathing? What hears this voice? Not a forceful thing, but a genuine curiosity. If this I, which is referred to all day, is real, then it should be found. It should be able to be found. Is it? What is this I? And if you're having trouble with this, it's useful to quietly in your head say I. Refer to yourself. Then immediately find where that is. Move attention towards this me, this I. If you don't understand, good. Stay there. Stay as this don't know mind. Don't pick anything up. Remain not knowing. And simply be. right, you can look at the screen. It's funny about thoughts, and you probably have noticed that they all kind of have this quality when they enter our head. They have this quality of, you can say, importance. Like it says implicitly, you must pay attention to me right now. And it could be something so ridiculous, like, I wonder what color that dress is when you put it in water. Does it change color or does it do it that way? I don't know if that color's a drill. Should I wear this makeup or that makeup? She didn't really like. It could just be complete nonsense. But for some reason, when you learn to practice that you can start to leave it alone, there's some sort of attraction like, "Ah, I really need to think about this right now. What if I don't think about this? Then something else will happen." Like the phenomena of worry, we get this idea that worrying helps what happens, and it doesn't. Like worrying whether or not your loved one's going to make it home on the drive home doesn't change whether or not they're going to make it home or not. Worry just means you suffer unnecessarily. It doesn't change anything. And when we're in practice and you notice you're supposed to be with the breath, but then you start thinking of PlayStation 5. You start thinking of Donald Trump, whatever. Where did that come from? I was supposed to be here with the breath. So it's because we have all been taught to think about everything. It's in our school system, it's just how it is. And thinking is an objectively good thing, but if we don't know what it is, we're fooled by it. And what it is this thing that happens by itself. But we don't know that. We feel like I'm doing it. I'm a thinker. And so it traps us. But if you see what it is, and you see it's like this heartbeat, it just kind of it comes and goes and kind of does its thing and then comes and goes and worries about this and is frustrated about that. And it just gets, but you can kind of step back and watch it. And it's like, oh, well, then I guess I'm not my thoughts. But because of our upbringing, we are essentially addicted to thinking. In fact, it can be said that thoughts are the biggest and most widespread addiction. Because without them, we feel afraid too. And when we get scared about things, what do? We try to think it through. We try to think through it. There's a lot of problems. In fact, I would say most of our problems don't require us thinking through it. Because a lot of the times, thinking is what creates the problem. So when we practice, we're learning to leave them alone. We're learning to leave thinking alone because we are not our thoughts. We're learning to not identify with thoughts. This feeling of I and me, you notice how it can't be found because it exists as thought. What is it to be burdened when there's no person to be burdened? What is a difficult situation when there's no person who's in a difficult situation? There's just this. Waking up from thinking is essential. In fact, you can almost say to sober up from thinking, to sober up our addiction, from our addiction to thoughts. Thank you for your time today. And as always, and without exception, I'll see you tomorrow.